Tonight, the Commissioner of Police calls on officers and civilians seen in a viral video breaking protocol to turn themselves in. Liquor licenses to be reinstated under strict regulations and with calls for responsible drinking. And the Ministry of Health warns about the dangers of strong-proof alcohol sold on the black market. Good night. It is Thursday, the 7th of May, 2020. Welcome to the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. We're on Flow, channel 117. The broadcast is also being simulcast on Kiss FM and on our Caribbean Hot FM mobile app. I'm lovely St. Amy Joseph. Thank you for joining us. Acting Police Commissioner Milton Daisy has come out to condemn the actions seen in a viral video that features a group breaking social distancing protocols and even issuing threats to police who attempted to get the crowd to disperse. The acting commissioner has called on the individuals to turn themselves in. A threat to punch and slap a police officer was caught on camera during an incident where police moved in on a crowd who was seen partying in close proximity to each other and without masks. Police instructed the individuals to disperse and one of the officers began recording the incident. The group did not take too kindly to that action, and one individual who had started to do his own recording moved in on one of the police officers. He was promptly instructed to maintain his distance, and another officer, in the person of Calix Cacao Xavier, used his baton to gently push him away. It was at that time that the individual lost his cool and began issuing threats. Police are investigating reports that there were 3 off-duty police officers among the crowd. Acting Police Commissioner Milton Daisy says the scene that played out was unlawful and unacceptable.
This incident is of concern to us, especially since it would appear that members of the police force were in attendance. The Royal St. Lucia Police Force condemns this sort of behavior and have launched investigations into this incident. I must commend at this point Sergeant Xavier and his response team in the calm manner in which they dealt with the situation. We are actively pursuing these individuals and are calling upon them to report themselves to the CID today, or else the police will find them.
Acting Commissioner Daisy says all of the individuals will be dealt with equally under the law. He says he will not allow the hard work of the police force, particularly during this COVID-19 pandemic, to be diminished by those who appear to be on the other side of the law.
As you may have seen in the video, that the individuals in that situation, we will deal with every person as an individual. We would not deal with them as a police officer and as a civilian. You have breached the curfew order, and then you shall be dealt with in accordance to the order.
The commissioner says, having viewed the video himself, he is pleased with the actions of the responding officers, who he notes were outnumbered. He explains why the group or the individual issuing threats was not arrested.
It was the judgment of the officer in charge at the time, the sergeant, who, because of the numbers and the manner in which these persons were already behaving, that it may have posed some difficulty with arresting him at the time. I know that the officer was armed, and I think that was the right decision that he took at the time.
Acting Commissioner Daisy says the incident highlights the need for officers to be equipped with body cams. He says the version of events by some in the crowd who alleged police harassment and provocation was disproved by the full video, which is in circulation. Ask and you shall receive. That is the case for many who clamored for the government to give the go-ahead for the resumption of alcohol sales, particularly ahead of the Mother's Day weekend. For weeks, there have been growing questions about why the ban was still in effect. Commerce Minister Bradley Felix says all things considered, the government has decided to reinstate liquor licenses, but under some strict protocols. The appeal has also been made for people to drink responsibly. As of Friday, the 8th of May 2020, the government of St. Lucia will reinstate liquor licenses. The announcement was made by Commerce Minister Bradley Felix on Thursday morning. However, the resumption of alcohol sales will apply only to businesses already operating under the Essential Businesses banner during the partial shutdown. Minister Felix says the decision was arrived at after much careful consideration.
As of this coming Friday, 8th May 2020, the government of St. Lucia will reinstate liquor licenses in St. Lucia for the sale of alcohol beverage. This measure will allow for the sale of alcohol by only licensed businesses from the list of approved businesses that are currently permitted to operate under statutory instrument SI 56 of 2020, namely supermarkets, mini-marts, small grocery shops, wholesalers, and gas stations.
The resumption of liquor sales by approved licensed business outlets will be guided by strict protocols.
These protocols are as follows. There shall be no loitering, assembling, socializing at the business premises where alcohol is sold and purchased. There shall be no consumption of alcohol at the place of purchase. Alcohol sales can only take place between the hours of 7 a.m. to 6 p.m.
The public has also been reminded that a person who contravenes the Emergency Powers COVID-19 curfew order by staying out and drinking commits an offense and is liable to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 6 months or a fine not exceeding $1,000 or both.
Therefore, as we lift the ban on the sale of alcohol, we urge St. Lucians to drink responsibly. Keep in mind, we are still in a battle against COVID-19, and it's only by adhering to the protocols we will be successful.
Minister Felix cautions against any binge drinking now that the ban on liquor sales has been lifted and reminds members of the public that drinking should only take place in the comfort of one's home. Now, members of the public have been reacting to news that supermarkets, shops, and gas stations can resume liquor sales as of Friday. Here's what they had to say.
It has officially been announced that liquor licenses for businesses will be reinstated from Friday, May 8, 2020. This move, however, comes with stringent rules where only supermarkets, small grocery stores, wholesalers, gas stations, and mini-marts will be allowed to sell the liquor. We asked the public, how do you feel about the ban finally being lifted off liquor? Here's what you had to say.
I feel it's a good thing. I feel great, and Mother's Day is coming up, and everybody wants to enjoy themselves in a good way, that is, so it's good.
Yeah, it was time, you know. Drink it, you go dead, no drink it, you go dead. It's not what you do, but how you do it.
I was expecting that to happen. In the midst of the month, like, you know, fortnight and whatever, a month end. And it is something that would have happened because it is true that alcohol causes people to do a lot of things out of the way. But there are people that are actually addicted to that, and they just cannot do with it, without it, sorry. They cannot do without it. But what I am saying is, like, because I read some thing that came to my phone there. Supermarkets, mini-marts, small grocery shops, and also gas stations. But the only thing I am not anticipating that people will be drinking on the street. You buy your stuff at the supermarket or the places that you're allowed to and take it home.
I'm not too much of an alcohol person anyway. But I think it's not just all about me when it pertains to alcohol. So if the alcohol drinkers think that they have been starved of alcohol for long enough and they need a little sip or two, I hope they keep it under control and don't go overboard and get drunk all over the place.
If they open alcohol, it's not for long. Because alcohol, when you have alcohol, you must have money. It will bring war, it will bring crime, it will bring a lot of things because everybody's thirsty waiting for alcohol. And right now, if they open it, it's not for long. Because even the government will be in trouble for alcohol. Because everybody that or anybody will want their money to get the alcohol. So I don't think it's a good thing if they give alcohol a break, not for long.
It's a good thing, because I believe all Lucians keep waiting for that, A fate will happen tomorrow. But the Prime Minister, they did a good thing, to hold it up a while. Because that self hold a lot of people together. But when they free it up, it will be a good thing, man, because everybody is thirsty.
Well, I'm for it. I think it's a good move as long as persons, the consumers will be responsible enough and remember that there is the social distance protocol that is still in place. So I guess we have a responsibility as well, as much as we will be enjoying the rum. There is a responsibility that we should always have in mind, which is to have that social distance in effect at all times.
I think that's good. People are a bit stressed out and everything. Some people would just believe, well, a little alcohol could just release some of that stress. Well, that's what some people who just believe in alcohol. And plus, I think Mother's Day is coming up, so I believe a few glasses of wine or something would just release some of the stress. I am looking forward for that too.
I am for the lifting of the ban. In fact, I'm happy the way it was done, that it was for just supermarkets and retailers only. Keeping the bars closed for now, I certainly agree with that because of all social distancing measures, etc. It's a place where people would gather. So if persons are allowed to have their alcohol and be at home and drink responsibly, then why not? I mean, we have police surveillance going on. I mean, I saw a video yesterday which I wasn't pleased with, but hey, I believe that the police and authorities are well equipped to deal with the situation, and yes, I'm definitely for it. Persons, buy your alcohol, go home, drink responsibly, and take all precautions.
I'm against it. I'm not for it because I don't subscribe in people drinking alcohol in any way. And those who love alcohol, that's their own personal opinion. If they want to drink alcohol at home, that's fine with them. But alcohol drinking in the whole is not good for your system. It's bad for your immune system. It weakens your immune system. Alcohol is poison. So I don't support the lifting of the ban, but remember now we have to cater for everybody because we have a white society.
I would cry for help because there is no need for alcohol. People can live without alcohol. So I don't see the need of it.
Please note that alcohol can only be sold between the hours of 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. and all other social distancing protocols are still in effect. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzague.
Acting Police Commissioner Milton Daisy has made it clear that under the emergency powers, the reinstating of liquor licenses is not an invitation for members of the public to engage in public drinking. He warns that police will be diligent in clamping down on such offenses. He outlines the strict guidelines that must be followed.
The main idea is to buy and leave. There shall be no drinking in the bars or in public. So some persons were asking, okay, can I buy the drink and go on the side of the road to drink? That is still in public. So it is not a matter of not drinking inside the bar. It is, you shall not drink in public.
He makes it clear that gathering in a yard space is also prohibited.
There shall be no private party. Whether it is at your home, it is not a public party, a private party, and private party would include having a party at your home. I understand that persons may, and also to make it worse, there's no visiting. So in that same order, so persons may think that it is their home and they have a right, but the curfew order takes away all the rights that these rights that we had, and we have to go by the curfew order, which would guide us as to what we can and what we cannot.
Given that this weekend will be the first weekend of resuming liquor sales since the 30th of March order was made, Acting Commissioner Daisy says this is a concern and he anticipates that the resources of the police force will be stretched.
It is of concern and we need to plan for it because that is another sector that is being open, and with that sector we know that how persons behave when they are intoxicated, and I think even the incident yesterday, we could have seen persons with glasses and so on, so it appears that they were drinking alcohol at a party. So that is of concern to us. However, we are putting plans in place to deal with any situation that arises.
That was Acting Police Commissioner Milton Daisy. You're watching the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Still to come, the Ministry of Health cautions members of the public about the dangers of black market alcohol after 95% proof alcohol was stolen from St. Lucia distillers. Repatriated nationals are released from quarantine. And Raise Your Voice St. Lucia says NIC rescue packages are long delayed during this crisis.